Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Morning Tea. I do not have any tea right now. I just got super inspired, so I decided to just run downstairs. So just to give you a couple of updates, Loretta Lynch is now officially the Attorney General. Yay! And the gentleman who was on horseback and led the police on a 2-hour chase finally settled with the city of San Bernardino for only $650,000. Like, I felt like his lawyer was a little bit like, call Larry H. Parker. You know what I'm saying? Like, his lawyer wasn't anybody that was going to really do the most for him. He only took $650,000. And I know you guys might think that's a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. Some of you are like, whew. But like, for what happened to him, he could have got a smooth million. The thing is, though, is that the city of San Bernardino, I don't know if it's San Bernardino County who's going to be paying him, because San Bernardino County has money, but San Bernardino, the city, is bankrupt. They are the second poorest city in the nation. So maybe that's why. But they should have borrowed that money. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I would have gotten a lawyer who would have been like, we getting $2 million, son. You know what I'm saying? $2 million. Because out of that 650, that lawyer gets a cut. And normally the lawyer cut is 33%. So that means that, oh boy, isn't getting that much. I mean, he's still getting a lot, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when folks get hood rich, they don't know how to spend money or save it. So I don't think $650,000 is that much in the grand scheme of things. But hopefully he knows how to spend his money and he knows how to invest and he will be able to do well with it. I would have gone for $2 million. I'm just saying. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, because I've been listening to a lot of music. I mean, I'm in the car, the radio's on, so I'm listening to music. And I'm getting to a point where I'm just tired of listening to songs where Black men talk about Black women in a degrading, misogynistic manner. Don't get me wrong. It's not like every song that I hear I'm angry. You know, some songs are bangers. You know, they're often, there's a place in music for people letting off their steam about situations. And if most of them happen to be negative, then that's their story. But a lot of it doesn't feel like that's their story. It feels like that is the story. You know what I'm saying? For instance, I know I've already talked about this song, but Usher's I Don't Mind. It doesn't add up because he's a famous, singer. He makes millions of dollars. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me that he would have a song, even if he didn't write it, even if it isn't about him, he would have a song where he's talking about he doesn't mind that his girlfriend is a stripper. Fine that he doesn't mind that she's a stripper, because I've been told that in places like Atlanta, that strip clubs aren't what they are in most other cities. There are high-class strip clubs that are nice. Girls leave with 2 G's a night. You know, same thing like in Las Vegas. Like, there are strip clubs that are like strip clubs, and there are strip clubs that are like strip clubs. So there's a difference. And I get that. And I get it if you're in that part of the industry where you're stripping, you're an exhibitionist, you love it, you love men watching you, and you love getting paid, but you have to have personality. I know that there's a certain salesman aspect to being a stripper. You have to have personality. You have to be able to talk to these guys. You have to be able to converse and pretend like you really like it. Or if you do really like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's your thing. And I don't judge that. But what I'm saying is that, Usher, if you have a girlfriend who is a stripper and you don't mind that she strips, that's fine if she's just like a girl you're chilling with. But if she's like your girlfriend, like, no, you make enough money to where she doesn't have to work. And if she's like, you know, boo, I'm not into that. I'm not into any man taking care of me. I'm going to take care of my own life. I'm an independent woman. Then put that in the song so that we see it from her point of view. We don't need to see it from your misogynistic point of view that you don't mind that your girlfriend is a stripper because for some reason her being a stripper is about you. Like, no, it's about her. So if it's about her and her making her money and doing her thing and being her own woman, then let's talk about that in the song. Don't talk about your view of her through your eyes because you're the man and somehow that, I don't know, like, makes her, validates her in some way. And like, even I'm proud to call you my bitch, that's a line from it. And like, I just feel like that line negates everything that this song is supposedly talking about. You're proud to call her your bitch. I don't want a guy who refers to me as his chick. I don't want a guy who refers to me as his bitch. Like, I want a guy who refers to me as his partner. He can refer to me as his girlfriend, like, or wife if that happens. But like, I don't ever want to be referred to like I'm property, attachment. Like, I'm not that. I'm a full, whole other person. And and I deserve respect. I just feel like a lot of the songs that are out there right now when they're talking about women are really talking about breaking women down to the bare bones. Like, they're just talking about our bodies. And that's what I said in another video. And that really bothers me. I mean, there's songs like, I don't, sweet, you little stupid, there's that song, you know what I'm talking about, right? I actually like that song because I feel like it's very clear and he's talking about a bad situation that he's been with and how he doesn't F with her and that he's over it. And the thing is, so like, that's valid to me. And I don't care if there's somebody who like feels like, oh, you think that's valid. No, that's valid because I feel like that is a very specific thing. Like, he's talking about a very specific woman who did something to him. And like, I could feel that that is real. But other songs where they're talking about that Post to Be song, the way Omarion is talking about how if you leave your girl, she's gonna be with me. Like, the girl doesn't have any kind of say in it. Like, she's just this body that moves through the space and men are just moving her back and forth. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, she doesn't have her own mind. And like, I know the song is talking about his sexual prowess and how awesome he is as a sexual being. It's still degrading to women in a certain manner. And even the girl, I mean, that whole like, eat the booty like grocery line from that song. First of all, that song's name is Supposed to Be. The song is supposed to be, right? Like, that's what they're saying. Like, some you supposed to be or whatever is the hook. But the song is titled Post to Be, P-O-S-T to be. If it was like post, P-O-S-T to, and then the letter B, I would have been out of my mind. But I'm already sort of out of my mind with the fact that it's spelled Post to Be. Like, why do we have to pretend to be dumb? Like, why is that our legacy? Why is it that who gets to represent us in the world as this is what Black America is like dumb shit? Like, I get that has an audience, right? I get that there are people who are like, hey, Post to Be. Hey, Post to Be. Like, I get that. Is it a conspiracy? You know, I don't like to believe in these conspiracy theories that like the white man who owns the record company only wants niggas to make nigga music and that, you know, keeps us in a box, and that you will have people like Kendrick Lamar, who's the only one who's stepping out the box, but still, and that finally when we get like Black owned stuff, we don't support each other because all we want is the dumb stuff. And like, I get it. And I totally feel like people should be able to represent however they want to represent. And that just because you're Black and you put out a song does not mean you represent all Black people. But unfortunately, it sort of does. And I always go back and forth. Like I say, there's some songs that are like very misogynistic that are like 1992 Snoop Dogg that I'm super into, and I listen to them and they are super misogynistic. Like, Ain't No Fun is the worst song, but I know every word to it. But it was a sub genre of a genre. Like, they didn't always talk about these misogynistic things. And even if they did, that was their story, right? It wasn't mainstream music. At a certain point, I'm done with it. Now it's become so mainstream to like, to degrade women's bodies, to only talk about their bodies. It's like every song. And I honestly feel, and I know Drake has some of them in there, but a lot of the songs that Drake talks about when he talks about women feel real to me. Like, they don't feel like, yeah, he might be angry or he might be sad or whatever, but it feels different. And I haven't heard every single one of Drake's songs, so I'm not saying there's not some Drake songs that are like that. But I do think there are just artists who put out nonsense that they don't even write, and it's like terrible. And they're all Black men, and it's like, I just need some better examples of Black men. Do Black men even like Black women? Like, they're writing about Black women, you know? And maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're not writing about Black women, but they're Black men talking about women. So I assume they're talking about Black women, and it just turns me off. I feel bad that they have to represent, and that I'm coming down on these people who want to put out their art, because I honestly feel like if you don't write your own music, if you can't blow the house down with your singing, like, rappers need to rap their own songs, like, at least at some point in their career. Really, nowadays, like, you need to write your own stuff. And R&B singers, if you aren't Luther Vandross or Whitney Houston, like, if you're not that caliber of singing, you should be writing your own songs. I mean, I guess, you know, the star power and you can dance and you have like a charismatic energy and people want to follow that. So if somebody writes your music, that's fine. But I think that they need to be in there and be really talking about what the message they're sending out for young Black girls to hear. And I know that not everybody thinks that because they're just trying to make their money and it's not their responsibility to a certain extent. But I feel like right now they're being pushed to the forefront and they are representing Black people, Black American people as a whole. And I'm sorry, but you need to do better with your representation. That sucks because that's how we're represented in this country. You know, we don't get a choice as to who's our representative. Our seemingly negative stereotypes are what's pushed to the front line, and we feed into it as this is what Black culture is. And then we feed into it as well. They tell us this is what Black culture is and we feed into it. I don't. As this is what Black culture is. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, this is what Black culture, this is what that is. And like, it isn't though. You know, but the people who are leading these exemplary lives and these lives that are like good and wholesome aren't having reality shows, aren't being represented on television. That's how I feel. And I know a lot of people don't think about it that deeply, but I just get tired of listening to the same songs over and over again. And there's a lot of that, like, there's just a lot of it. And I really wish that if you're going to be singing about women or Black women or women in general, you know, R&B rap guys, that you try to find some good ones, because otherwise your love life sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't you writing about the good stuff? Why aren't you writing about the good woman? Or you don't treat them like they're people and you treat them like they're just disposable items in your life. It's gotten to an all-time high and I'm just kind of over it. Like I'm just over it. That's it for today's episode of Morning Tea. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment below if you have anything to add to this discussion, and I will talk to you later. Bye.